Just there's so many young linebackers in the league.
Man, Micah Parsons, I forgot because we didn't even consider rookies, but he could end up here next year.
Exactly.
Really can.
Exactly. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max&JuanCast Top 10 List Series. Welcome back. All right, we got a top 10 list of each positional group in the NFL. Break them down in tiers. Me and Max go ahead and debate them, and we constructed a top 10 list together. All right, usually we do lists, his list, my list. We decided to do one. All right, how you feeling today, Max?
Feeling good, man. This one was pretty easy. A lot of agreements. Only a couple at the back end and a couple in there was only like two, right? A couple in the back end and then two people in the beginning. So it was easy.
Well, we're doing linebackers. Forgot to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, linebackers. All right. And when we say linebackers, we're saying guys who play in coverage. All right. Guys who inside backers, and
not guys who rush the passer.
Yes,
blitzing is part of the game, but it's not like it's not a 3-4 outside linebacker. It's a 3-4 inside or a 4-3 any type of linebacker.
So before anyone fucking says, why don't you have JJ Watt, bro? Why don't you have Khalil Mack, bro? They're not linebackers, all right. They're edges. we have our own category for that, all right. These linebackers are the Darius Leonards, the Fred Warners, the Bobby Wagners of
Miles Jack, Devontae Hightower, whatever.
Guys like that, all right? Guys who cover.
This isn't Madden Ultimate Team and you put Bud Dupree at your 3-4 out and your 4-3 outside linebacker and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, but welcome to the show, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Smash that like button the same way the number one linebacker smashes guys as they come over the middle and make big plays. Can't say his name yet.
But yeah, welcome audio listeners as always. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, which way you got here.
MySpace listeners, let's go. AOL Hotmail listeners, let's get it, buddy.
Let's get it, bro. Go ahead and break down the list, Max.
All right. Well, we'll start with the honorable mentions. We got Shaq Thompson, Tremaine Edmonds, Devin Bush, Dante Hightower, and Isaiah Simmons. That one's a little surprising. We agreed, though.
Yeah.
Then starting at 10, working our way up to 9. 10, Deion Jones. 9, Miles Jack. 8, Demario Davis. 7, Levante David. 6, Eric Kendricks. 5, Roquan Smith. 4, Devon White. 3, Darius Leonard. 2, Bobby Wagner. And number 1, but not least, Fred Warner, not Fred Wagner. That's my B.
So look, as always, guys, no rookies. Okay.
Yeah, correct. No rookies.
These are guys who are entering the 2021 season.
Obviously, we would not have Demario Davis if this was a list for the future. A little bit too old, my guy.
Exactly.
Or Bobby Wagner. But in 2021, it is what it is. There's some veteran leadership on this list.
Did this one make your brain scratch a little bit making this list, Max?
Only 2 and 3. That was the big disagreement we had originally. And everything else, there's a big drop-off between 1 and 2.
Yes.
And I want to say 3, but we agreed not to. And, okay, I'll put it like this. 3, 4, and 5 are closer to 1 and 2 than 6 is to 5, in my opinion.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, Roquan Smith is closer to Bobby Wagner than Eric Kendricks is close to Roquan Smith.
Okay.
At this point in time.
Yeah. Well, let's start at the top, Max, instead of working our way up.
We'll flip it around. Let's do it.
So Fred Warner and Bobby Wagner, we both agree these two guys are in a tier of their own.
Bobby Wagner's kind of the last of a dying breed, I feel like.
Yes.
Bobby Wagner was the bridge between he was like the modern big thumper kind of linebacker, and now he's kind of like the old coverage linebacker, if that makes sense. Like,
quick question.
Yeah.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Oh, yeah, easy. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
His accolades are freaking insane.
I can tell him real quick if you want me
but
to.
Fred Warner, another guy who was previously, before we made this video.
We almost didn't put him here. We almost left him off the list entirely because of Joey. But our brains trumped our heart.
Oh yeah, no, Fred Warner by far. I think he's better than Bobby Wagner. Look, I know Wagner had a tough year. The Seahawks defense had a tough year.
You can't put that on Bobby, though.
No,
you can't put that. There's no one guy who's the culprit. It was everybody except for Bobby, who did his job great.
But we're always saying, like, which one of these guys have the highest upside to go up in the list or have the potential to go way down. He's one of those guys where it is obvious from last year, there were times we seen him lose a step,
which is going to come long in the tooth.
Yeah, which is expected to come. All right, look, Bobby's been through some fucking battles, bro.
He's more Bobby Wagner than he's Bobby Swagner right now. You know what I'm saying? People call them Bobby Swagner. Right?
I mean, it's about time someone takes the crown, right? It's about time.
I would have said Bobby was better than Fred at the start of the year, just because I was like, let me get one more year of Fred.
Yeah, Fred's proven it though.
He's like a small corner, and he played corner at BYU. I know Joey's gonna
say Swagner's accolades real quick, man.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
Yeah,
I just had him, but I closed him. But I'll pull him up again.
But look, Bobby Swagner, bro. I think he was the captain next to Cam Chancellor on that defense. He was like a for sure thing, bro.
Six-time first team All Pro.
Say that again. 6-time first team All Pro.
14, and then it was 16 to 20.
So oh my goodness.
Second team in 2015, 7-time Pro Bowl, but that doesn't matter.
No.
2-time tackle leader. That doesn't really matter. 2010's All-Decade team. Yeah. Super Bowl champ.
Well, fucking
should have a Defensive Player of the Year somewhere in there, but it's a Senior Bowl MVP. This is 20. I'm just saying, Senior Bowl MVP. That matters.
Look, that was a draft pick that was kind of criticized by the Seahawks when they first took him. I remember that. But no, Bobby Wagner's great, bro. But unfortunately, like we said, there were times last year where we seen him get burnt. We seen him lose a step. So he's one of these guys on this list who's most definitely on their way on the descending side.
Bobby's 6 feet tall, 242. Fred Warner, it says he's 6'3", 229. I have a hard time believing he's 229. He is thin.
Oh yeah.
Bobby looks like kind of an old school linebacker, kind of big on top, like kind of a thumper.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, when he came into the league, I know we're spending a lot of time about Bobby. We will talk about Fred in a second. When he came to the league, they were like, oh, he's like a smaller thumper, like he's an athletic thumper.
He became like the prototypical, like,
everyone started becoming like Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that, in my opinion, like they just became a little bit quicker than him.
It's kind of like the turning of like when Ray Lewis got drafted.
Yeah, like he's kind of like the last guy. Like he's the in between guy of that generation and this new generation. Like Darius Leonard can't be in like Ray Lewis's like line.
No,
Ray Lewis would eat up Darius Leonard for breakfast.
Yeah, but okay, look, a guy like Bobby Wagner, why he is so valued right now. Because even though he's obviously lost a step in zone and like guarding the tight ends, like we've seen him get burnt by Kittle, because we all know Joey's going to be in the comment section. Ooh, he got burnt by Kittle, bro. Why you?
Kittle's a beast.
Yeah, look, there's no shame in getting burnt by Kittle or Waller, all right?
Or Zach Ertz.
No.
Or Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, that's kind of a little bit of shame on there. But look, Bobby Wagner is still a beast in the run game.
I think he's the best run game linebacker still.
Yes.
Like, if there's a guy who's going to take on a big fullback, you want Bobby Wagner to do it. But apparently that's just not in vogue anymore to have that type of guy.
Right.
But it's still important. And we kind of seen the fullbacks kind of making a way back into the league.
Yeah. And he's probably 2 out of the 10 guys on this list who are on the downside of zone coverage. I would say him and Demario Davis are not as good in coverage as these other guys, because these other guys are they're either Fred Warner as far as like can move in space really good, or they're a fucking speed demon like Darius Leonard or Devon White.
Let's just do this real quick. Out of the top 10, how many are speed demons? Fred?
No, Fred's not a speed demon.
Darius Leonard?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Roquan?
Yes.
Eric?
No.
Levante was, but
was.
not anymore. Demario, no. Jack, yeah.
Yes.
Dion, yeah.
Yes.
So half the guys are just freaks. in speed.
Yeah. And look, Fred Warner, he's one. I think why I have Fred Warner at the top and why you do too. I think he's the best coverage linebacker as far as like feel wise. Like, he is so intelligent out there when he's playing zone. He knows where to be. He's comfortable. Nothing seems awkward for him. He's not just using all athleticism.
He moves like a corner.
Yes.
And that's partially because he played corner, like I said earlier. But there's really no weaknesses to his game. The only thing I would say is,
gotta add a little bit more pounds, but I think he's just fine.
I don't think you can, because that's not what he is. Like, if you made him 250, he would just lose that little speed and explosiveness and pop that makes him special. Like, let's be real. If they're playing Baltimore Ravens and Patrick Ricard is out, and Fred Warner's probably not going to be able to do much against them. But I have a little more faith against Bobby.
Yeah, but
that's not in vogue anymore. Like, you don't want that. Like,
what you want now are a big part of these guys.
Sideline to sideline.
To guard the guys like Lamar Jackson. Okay, Fred Warner, you know where your job is this game? I want you to fucking follow Lamar Jackson everywhere he goes. And that's what a guy like him can do. Especially like the Darius Leonards and the Devon Whites, who we're going to talk about. But Fred Warner, I think the big difference from all these guys, even a guy like Bobby Wagner, we're close, putting Warner in his own class. It's close. But it's just the feel he has for zone coverage. He's the absolute best. And what me and Max say all the time, we said this in our draft breakdown, for linebackers and what we see. What's the number one value you want in a linebacker in today's game? Zone coverage. You got to be able to cover guys. And that's what Fred Warner is elite at.
He even has a little ability to play man. That's how special this guy is. I wasn't always the biggest Fred Warner guy, and a lot of that
fucking Joey's rock hard right now as we're talking about him.
I just, I didn't want to crown him too early, because I feel like he was the driving force. Like, he was one of the unsung heroes of the team, like when they went to the Super Bowl, and he finally got the credit he deserved now. He's the best linebacker. Yeah, I'll say it simple as that. You said everything. Bobby's lost a step. Yeah, and Bobby's going to continue to probably lose a step, but he's still real special. Like, he'll be a top 10 linebacker next year. He's just got too many instincts, too much know-how. And then I guess we'll get to number 3.
Number 3. Look, Darius Leonard just got paid.
I had him at 2, and because I thought Bobby lost a little bit, but then we did it. Leonard's he was a little banged up last year. He hasn't made. I feel like the rookie year, he was still the best Leonard I saw. He's really good last year, but I just wanted to see just a little more from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a freak.
Yeah.
He's going to be a lot better next year. I really like Darius. He deserved to get paid.
Yeah. But highest paid linebacker. Before that, it was Fred Warner.
It's just the next guy up, man. Yeah. And I think it's kind of dumb I don't think it's dumb. I take that back, because Darius Leonard can be every bit as good as Bobby. Fred Warner. Am I crazy?
No, that's not crazy to look at.
What makes him 3 to you?
To me, it's the injury concerns. I think that's number 1. Number 2, I don't think he's as gap discipline as what you would want.
He's a little bit too head on fire. Like, exactly. I'm trying to shoot the gap.
Fred Warner, even though he's not a thumper, he's really intelligent as far as gap discipline. That's why he racks up all those tackles. Like, come on. That's what you want in a linebacker too, second to zone coverage. You still got to be able to be gap disciplined, unless you're a guy like Telvin Smith, who is just, a little bit of that wheel position, and you're not asked to do that.
No, exactly. It's kind of hard. I think so many of these guys are so similar now. They're not really unique. They don't have their own strengths. They're all kind of failed something or other. Like, a lot of these guys were probably running backs growing up, because that's how they move, right? They look so comfortable. They're not big. They're all small. You can even go to number 4 on the list, Devon White. Like, how different is his game than Darius Leonard's?
Yeah. Well,
Devon White seems like a more cool and collected Darius Leonard.
Yeah. You know what they say, though, right? Linebackers are just broke running backs. They're running backs who can't hang on to the ball.
They kind of look like their body types look the same.
Yeah. Miles Jack.
Yeah, exactly. Played running back.
Yeah.
Deion Jones, I think, played safety at times. It's ridiculous. Leonard's, I think, in a good spot for us. He even provides
easily
some
can
blitz.
be 2, though.
Easily can. And I think this is a good time to go to Devon White at 4.
Yeah.
We debated him a little bit against Roquan because we thought Roquan was better during the year. But Devon White just hit the peak at the right time.
Yeah.
Like, he was amazing in the Super Bowl run. We went into the Super Bowl saying Kelsey versus White and Levante. And Devon White and Levante kicked his ass. And he might be the fastest linebacker in football, Devon White. Right? He's up there, Devon White and Isaiah Simmons, even though Isaiah is kind of a hybrid.
Yeah.
He's just, man, he makes plays, Devon White. He's there in a flash. He's still a little raw, in my opinion, against coverage.
Which is scary.
Which is very scary. A little raw. He's not amazing in the run game yet, but it's just like, it's so good. It's really good. I just think he's a touch worse than Leonard.
Is he just one of those corners who get off of athleticism?
You mean linebackers?
No. Like how a corner gets away with athleticism.
It's just freakish. It's freakish, man. I like Devon White, man.
But Roquan can look. All these guys, Leonard.
That's why they're same tier. I'm sorry, we didn't do the tiers.
Yeah, no.
Fred and Bobby are in the same tier. Darius through Roquan is in Devon. Darius, Roquan are in the same tier, and then everyone else same tier.
Yeah,
there's
3 tiers for this.
Like I said, there's a big drop off after 5.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if you talk about Eric Kendricks used to be kind of freakish, but now he's just kind of not. He's not as good in coverage anymore. He's kind of just lost a step.
Yeah.
I feel like 6 through 8 are all guys who've lost a little bit of step. Like Levante David kind of got his thunder stolen by Devon White. And then Miles Jack hasn't really been the same since that Jacksonville. Even then, I didn't think he was the best linebacker on the team. And Deion Jones is just...
He's just consistent, though.
It's just too much speed, though. It's just like he doesn't make as big an impact as the other guys.
But he's been consistent ever since he's been in the league.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Even on bad defenses.
Yeah. So I feel like we had to put Deion Jones in there. But, Roquan, Devon White, Darius Leonard, out of all these guys, who do you think has the potential to be number 1 to dethrone Fred Warner? To be honest, I don't think it's any of these guys. I don't think any of these guys have the ability to be that consistent in zone coverage like Fred Warner.
I was going to say, if I had to pick one, let's just say we both had to pick one. It's not Roquan, right?
I would go Devon just off of the playmaking ability as far as him getting the ball.
I want to say Darius but Devon is just so freakish. So much speed.
Yeah. I feel like even though Maniac is, no stranger to getting the ball. I know he creates turnovers. But Devon White just seems like he is around the ball 24/7.
Maybe Darius Leonard can have the best year, though, if you consider the defense he's working with. Fred Warner's got a lot of people on his defense who are questionable, like injury concerns and just kind of impact concerns, like Eric Armstead. Shout out to Joey.
Yeah.
Best Leo in the league. I don't know, man. Fred seems to just be entrenched. And we're going to do the thing where we see if they're up or down. Like, they're going to be up or down this next year after we're done. But, man, Fred looks like a runaway on this one.
Yeah.
What about Eric and Levante? What about the next 3? Because I feel like these 3 guys are all veterans. They've all seen it all. They've done enough. Yeah. But they've all just kind of like Demario Davis the year before was special. Like, look, I just didn't see it.
Eric Kendricks is about as good you're going to get in zone coverage for a linebacker. I'm just going to say that. He has a great feel in zone. With him, it's like you want to talk about small. Eric Kendricks is small, bro, as far as like what you want in a linebacker. And he plays the middle linebacker, right? Mike. So it's tough for him, but he is so great in coverage, and that's why he's at 6.
He's probably the second best coverage linebacker outside of Fred, right? Would you say that? Or you think someone on the top 5 is better than him other than Fred?
Yeah, as far as right now, yeah. You're correct. He's second.
I just think he's kind of
in zone coverage.
Yeah, just in zone. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I feel like he's like lost a step. He got disrespected for way too long. And maybe this is just the Madden side of us coming out where Anthony Barr always got his hype, and I was like, Anthony Barr's nowhere near as good as Eric Kendricks.
Yeah.
He's kind of he kind of missed his window. He's kind of getting a little up there along in the 2. I feel like Levante David, same thing. Really good in zone.
Levante is more like he's finally getting his flowers now because he's always been a top 10 linebacker.
Yeah, but there was years he was higher than 7, right?
Oh, yeah.
But now it's just kind of, he's a little older, right?
Yeah.
Devon White kind of has some of his thunder.
Right. And,
DeMario Davis kind of a late bloomer, too.
Yeah.
He didn't really hit his stride till he went to the Saints, and then he kind of got unlocked. I'm happy he got paid.
Right.
But he's like 30, 31, right? How old is he?
Yeah, he's just one of those guys where he's faster than you think. Like,
he's 32. He's not really, like, he's just a long strider. He's 6'2".
Yeah.
He kind of just covers a lot of ground. You don't really expect him to. He's got a little blitz in his game.
Yeah. But
he was just on bad teams for a while, man. He just really was on bad teams and no one really gave him his like credit.
And then Miles Jack's one of these guys where he's just been really good. I mean, even though Jacksonville sucked, and even when Jacksonville was having like the Jalen Ramsey when they made it on that little run, like Miles Jack was always solid. But I think he's a guy who has the most just downfall just because other guys are coming up. Like you talk about a guy like Isaiah Simmons, a guy who I think is a top 10 linebacker, but you just can't say it right now because of the amount of time that he missed. And Devin Bush, who's number 3 in our honorable mentions, I think Devin Bush is better than Miles Jack. You just can't say it right now. You got to give some props to Miles Jack going into the season. We also
might be underestimating Miles Jack just a touch, just because of the bad teams he's been on.
Mm-hmm. And then Deion Jones. I mean,
he's consistent.
Kind of the same as Miles Jack.
I feel like in coverage, it's a lot of athleticism still. It's not. I don't really see an amazing feel.
Yeah.
He's always around the ball. I like Miles Jack. I just don't think he's as impactful as other guys. Like, I think Miles Jack would be just as impactful, if not more, on the Falcons defense.
Yeah. So who's your biggest faller and who's your biggest riser? And I say riser, including the honorable mentions.
I think Isaiah Simmons might, if he can just be a little better, he'll be a top 10. Like,
he started off rough,
really rough, but he had to come in. Like, it was COVID. They couldn't really work together. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know, man.
That's your boy.
I really believe in Isaiah Simmons. I had him number 1. We didn't even have a podcast, right? When I had him number 1, or I did. Will we have a podcast back then? No, we don't. Biggest faller, I think, is going to be DeMario Davis.
I think you can easily,
or maybe
see
Bobby,
Eric Kendricks.
Yeah, I mean, let's do it right. Let's just knock this out right now. Let's knock out if they're trending up or down. Let's start with Fred. He's not going anywhere. Steady. Let's go like that.
Yeah.
Bobby. There ain't nowhere to go but down, bro.
Yeah.
You can't hold it together. I would say the next 3, all up.
All up. Yeah.
You know what? I'll say Roquan's like this.
I feel like Roquan go up. You know, Bears got a chance to be good.
And I feel like the next 3, Kendricks, Levante, DeMario, are all kind of.
Nah. Yeah, they can all lose their spot in a couple of years.
I'm going to go with Eric down, Levante like that, and DeMario down.
All these guys, besides maybe Miles Jack, and that's an if. All these guys have the potential of getting their spot taken by a young linebacker, and that's just came in the league the last like 1 or 2 years.
I mean, we didn't even talk about Tremaine Edmonds, man. He could pop off too. And even Matt Milano, his teammate's just as good, if not better.
And Shaq Thompson, he was my number 1. I convinced Max to put him number 1. I just feel like he's just been so consistent. He's just one of those underrated guys in the league that no one talks about on Carolina. Shaq Thompson's just, I think he's really good at everything. And that just kind of sucks because he's not elite at anything. And that's why he can't be top 10. But definitely a guy like you have to mention, in my opinion.
I like Shaq Thompson, even since he was a rookie. I know it started off a little slow. Dante Hightower, we haven't seen him in a year because he opted out.
Yeah.
But there's a reason Bill Belichick's kept him around for so long. Like, he's good he's so versatile. He's lost a little bit of like the just like coverage ability he had, but man, against the run and as a blitzer, good.
Yeah, really good as a blitzer.
What about Miles Jack? You think going up, down, or stay same? I think he
has the capability of going down. All the guys in tier 3 all have the ability to go down.
Even Deion Jones?
Yes.
Wow.
As far as like, look, not maybe as far as their play, but just not being good enough to keep their spot against some of these young guys like Devin Bush, Edmonds, Isaiah Simmons. There's a couple of other guys who got drafted this year. I know we're not a big fan, but a guy like Micah Parsons, a guy like Jalen Smith who can maybe get back on track. Just there's so many young linebackers in the league.
Man, Micah Parsons, I forgot because we didn't even consider rookies, but he could end up here next year.
Exactly.
Really can.
Exactly.
Man, this one wasn't as bad as I thought. Like we didn't really argue that much, and this was one of the few that only had 3 tiers. Usually, most of them we did.
They got a lot of tiers.
There's only one other group had less, and I think you'll figure that one out on your own pretty soon.
But yeah, there goes linebackers. Anything else, Max?
I'll ask you a couple more questions. Who's your favorite player on this list? Just personally. I'm just curious.
Personally, oh man, that's a good question. I'm gonna go. If Shaq Thompson was on the list, I'll put Shaq Thompson
Over Bobby?
Yeah, over Bobby. I've just always liked Shaq Thompson, but
Then my next question will be slept on player. I think Roquan slept on.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's just he doesn't really make that many plays. I think that's the problem with him. He's just so solid, like really good. He doesn't really get like when have you seen him get like a pick or something? Like a Deion Jones. Like Deion Jones had that moment where like, holy shit, like this dude just picked 6 fucking a quarterback and went down the field for like 60 yards. But
yeah, he only had 4 picks in his career.
Yeah.
Roquan, but man, so good against the run.
Yeah.
And so good at just wrapping guys up and
I think a big testament to that is a guy like Akeem Hicks who got hurt on his team and he still did it. A little bit of injury concern with Roquan too.
A little bit. He also had that thing. Well, he's played 16 games twice, but remember he had the thing where like his friend someone passed away and he kind of vanished and no one really had heard from him.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't think, who's the biggest freak on this list athletically?
It has to be Devon White.
Isaiah Simmons?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Isaiah Simmons, but as far as the top 10,
yeah, I'd go with Devon White. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got for you. You got anything for me?
No, I think that's it. But
I wonder how people will take this one.
I know Joey's gonna love it.
Oh, shit.
We did a lot of talking about Fred.
He'd be like, Bob, you're still not low enough.
Okay, if any guy had controversy on our list, as far as the top 10 goes,
Most controversial,
who is it? Who do you think it is? Who are the comment section like fucking going bananas about?
Miles Jack should be higher.
Really?
Maybe DeMario shouldn't have made it.
What about a guy who didn't make it? Everyone's like, oh my God.
I don't think we missed anybody.
I think Bobby's a big one. I think
he's
Bobby
too high?
Yeah. I think people.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. It's just more giving him his flowers.
I hate when you say that, but okay.
But there you go. There goes linebackers, guys. Let us know how much you guys are loving this series, man. We did linebackers today. Who knows what we're gonna do?
Can I pick?
Yeah, we'll pick. Who do you want to do next?
Let's do safety. Let's knock out the defense.
All right.
Let's start with defense and go to offense.
So next episode, you guys will be seeing safety. All right. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media,
and smash that like button the same way Bobby Wagner smashes through an offensive line to get a tackle for loss, or Fred Warner smashes guys coming over the middle. Now I can reveal who it was.
All right, bro. Well,
or smash it the way Joey smashes his keyboard that Fred still's not high enough. Because we can't put him higher than 1.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Go Raiders. We out. Peace.